in the words of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out to be an annus horribilis.
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country.
It was tucked away for decades. A letter sealed in private emotion, written by the most beloved royal of the modern age, Princess Diana. Now, after all these years, a single envelope has cracked open a window into one of the most mysterious royal relationships, Diana and Princess Anne. But why was this letter hidden for so long? What was inside it that stunned royal historians and silenced even Buckingham Palace aides? This isn't just any royal letter. This is Diana reaching across sisterhood, across protocol, across time. And the person she wrote to wasn't Charles, wasn't the Queen. It was Anne, the Princess Royal. A woman often described as the no-nonsense heartbeat of the monarchy. But her connection with Diana? That's always been a little complicated. Today, we reveal what Diana said in her own words, the hidden message, the raw emotion, and why this lost letter is sending shockwaves through the royal world right now. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear may change everything you thought you knew about Princess Diana and the sister she never had, but always needed. When Princess Diana entered the royal family in 1981, she was just 19 years old, a shy kindergarten teacher suddenly thrust into a centuries-old institution. Princess Anne, on the other hand, was a seasoned royal. Older by 9 years, Anne had already seen the weight of duty, the glare of the press, and the sharp edge of palace politics. But despite both being strong women in the House of Windsor, Diana and Anne were worlds apart. Anne was known for her no-frills attitude, blunt honesty, and deep sense of tradition. Diana, the people's princess, was emotional, media-savvy, and wore her heart on her sleeve. Behind closed doors, their relationship was described as frosty, at best. Royal insiders often spoke of Anne's quiet disapproval of Diana's flair for publicity. Some even claimed Anne thought Diana was attention-seeking. But it wasn't all tension. There were shared moments at family events, laughs during royal tours, and small glimpses of warmth that hinted at a deeper, complicated connection. They weren't just sisters-in-law. They were two women navigating power, patriarchy, and personal struggle in the spotlight. While they never appeared particularly close in public, there was always something unspoken between them. And that's why this letter is so important. Because for the first time, we get to hear what Diana really thought about Anne. Not through headlines, but through her own words. The letter was uncovered completely by accident. According to insiders, it was found in early 2025 during a quiet audit of royal archives at Balmoral Castle, Queen Elizabeth's beloved Scottish retreat. A staff member, tasked with sorting old correspondence, stumbled upon a small cream-colored envelope tucked between pages of a forgotten photo album. The name on the front was written in elegant cursive. Anne. What made it even more remarkable? The postmark, August 1996, just 1 year before Diana's tragic death. At first, officials thought it was just a thank you note, but once royal archivists opened it, with permission from the palace, it became clear this was something far more intimate. It wasn't protocol. It wasn't formal. It was personal. Word of the letter's existence quickly reached senior royals. Sources say King Charles was deeply moved, while Prince William requested a private viewing before any media leak. The letter remained a closely guarded secret for weeks. Then, in a bold move, Princess Anne herself reportedly agreed to allow excerpts to be shared publicly, on the condition that the message be presented with dignity, not scandal. And just like that, after nearly 3 decades, the world caught a glimpse of Diana's private voice again, a moment frozen in time, pulled back into the spotlight. But what exactly did the letter say? Why did Diana write it? And what does it reveal about her final thoughts and her bond with Anne? Let's open the letter. Anne, I've been thinking of you more than usual lately. That's how the letter begins. No royal titles, no formalities, just 2 women, one writing from the heart. Diana's tone is gentle, even vulnerable, and what follows is nothing short of a candid, emotional outpouring. She talks about feeling isolated within the royal family. "There are days I wake up and don't recognize the life I'm living," she writes. "It's not the fairy tale they promised either of us, is it?" She confesses to feeling misunderstood, not just by Charles, but by the entire institution. She praises Anne's strength, even if they don't always see eye to eye. "You've always stood your ground. I admire that, even when we clash," Diana writes. One of the most striking parts? Diana hints at fear, not just of the press, but of what might happen if she continued to pull away from the royal structure. "There are people who don't want me to speak," she says, "but silence is slowly killing me." Then, the twist. Diana asks Anne for help. Not publicly, not dramatically, but quietly. "You've seen behind the curtain. If anyone knows how to survive in this world, it's you. I need that wisdom now more than ever." And finally, the letter ends with a line that left even seasoned royal analysts stunned. "Should anything happen to me, please look after the boys, not just as royals, but as people. Let them be human." The message is clear. Diana wasn't just reaching out to Anne. She was offering an olive branch, a lifeline, and a final whisper of truth. This letter changes everything. Until now, the story of Diana and Anne was told in fragments. Brief glimpses from tabloids, cool glances at public events, whispered reports from palace insiders. But this letter flips the script. It shows Diana not as a distant royal icon or media magnet, but as a deeply reflective woman. One who saw Anne not as a rival, but as a possible ally. It's a side of their relationship we've never seen before. Vulnerable, respectful, even hopeful. And the fact that Diana chose to write this letter at such a critical time, just months after her divorce from Charles and amid intense media pressure, speaks volumes. She didn't write to her own mother, not Sarah Ferguson, not even Queen Elizabeth. She chose Anne. Why? Because despite their differences, Diana saw Anne as someone who had survived the palace machine. Someone strong enough to shield herself from emotion, yet perhaps capable of understanding Diana's pain better than anyone else. Even Anne's decision to release the letter, carefully with dignity, adds another layer of complexity. It suggests there was more trust and connection between the two than we ever imagined. In just a few handwritten pages, Diana gave us a rare glimpse of the real struggles behind royal walls and a quiet cry for sisterhood in a world built on silence. The moment excerpts of the letter were made public, the world lit up. Within hours, Diana's lost letter was trending across social media platforms. News outlets from the BBC to CNN ran breaking coverage. Headlines called it Diana's Final Plea, a royal revelation, and the letter that changes everything. Royal watchers flooded TikTok and YouTube with reaction videos, analyzing every sentence. But it wasn't just fans who were moved. Royal commentators, many of whom have studied Diana for decades, were stunned by the emotional rawness. "This isn't a public performance," said one royal biographer. "This is Diana being real. No cameras, no crowds, just truth on paper." Public opinion leaned overwhelmingly sympathetic. Many saw the letter as proof of Diana's deep emotional intelligence and desire for connection, even with someone as different as Anne. Some commenters were even more direct. "She knew something bad was coming," one viral tweet read. "She literally said it. Should anything happen to me." Inside royal circles, reactions were more measured. No official statement was made by the palace, but insiders say Prince William was quietly emotional and grateful that the letter showed how much his mother cared not just for him, but for the royal family's future. Anne, true to form, has remained silent. But according to royal aides, she's been deeply reflective since the letter's release. In a world where royal words are usually scripted and sterilized, Diana's letter was a thunderclap of honesty. To fully understand this letter, you have to place it in time. August 1996. Princess Diana had just finalized her divorce from Prince Charles. Her royal title, Her Royal Highness, was stripped. The press was relentless. Paparazzi followed her every move. She was both adored and alone. That same year, the royal family was under pressure. Public trust was shaky after years of scandal. The Queen's annus horribilis in 1992 had left wounds that were still healing. Anne, meanwhile, was dealing with her own storm. She had divorced Captain Mark Phillips in 1992 and remarried. Though she never courted media attention like Diana, she understood the price of duty and the burden of being a royal woman. So this letter wasn't written in peace. It was written during one of the most volatile, emotional periods in modern royal history. And yet, Diana didn't lash out. She reached out. That's what makes it so powerful. In a time of isolation, with pressure mounting from every side, Diana sought connection with someone she'd never been close to. She wasn't trying to escape the crown. She was trying to survive it, with grace, with honesty, and maybe with a little help from Anne. Now that the letter is public, royal historians are buzzing. Will more personal correspondence from Diana emerge? Were there other letters? To Camilla? To Charles? Even to the Queen? According to insiders, this could be just the beginning. Already, calls are growing for a curated release of Diana's private writings. Some are urging Kensington Palace or the Spencer family to authorize a new collection, perhaps as part of a future memorial or exhibition. Biographers believe this letter could reshape how we understand Diana's final years, not as a slow retreat from royalty, but as a quiet attempt at reconciliation. And for Princess Anne, this release could mark a turning point in how the public sees her, not just as the stoic workhorse of the monarchy, but as the one person Diana trusted with her final, honest words. One thing is certain, the world is listening again, and Diana's voice, even in ink, still echoes. In the end, this letter isn't just about Diana or Anne. It's about what we all crave: connection, understanding, and someone who hears us when we speak from the heart. Princess Diana's lost letter gives us a glimpse of her not as a royal figure, but as a woman reaching out in her darkest hour. It strips away the glamour, the headlines, the myths, and leaves us with something far more powerful: truth. Her words to Anne weren't dramatic. They were real, honest, human. And maybe that's why this letter matters so much. It reminds us that behind every palace wall, there are real people, with fears, with hopes, with regrets. Diana's voice, gentle, firm, and unmistakably hers, has returned to us. And this time, she's not asking to be loved. She's asking to be remembered for who she really was. So if this moved you, like, subscribe, and share. Diana's truth deserves to be heard.